Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Walking with J.Beau, an almost daily walking vlog. Hope you all had a beautiful Thursday yesterday. I did not walk yesterday because I needed a day off physically. Feeling much better today, this being a Friday. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. Some clouds. It is also 71 degrees, which is warmer than it has been. So I was expecting it to be about 60 degrees. And it's not. So I'm walking in just a t-shirt and my regular walking pants. So we got a few things to talk about today that might be interesting. One of them is Hurricane Helena. I doubt the jet stream is going to carry that moisture up here to Maine, but that does happen. But so far it looks like it's not going to be. And I hope people in Florida were safe and okay. I saw one place got 20 inches of rain. I don't even know how that much rain can be processed naturally through drainage. There was flooding. So I hope everybody was safe. So I'm very thankful for a nice, beautiful day today. Which is really nice. Now I just noticed that woman in that car. She looks young and healthy, but she was having difficulty walking and she had to use a cane. Every time I see that now, I always think if that was vaccine damage, neurological damage. But she may have had a back injury or some other issue. So I don't like to see it either way. But that is what I always think about. There has been some new data that has come out with regard to boosters and these vaccines. The .gov government website, okay, CDC and FDA, have new information for boosters, stating very plainly for you to read that there are known side effects. These are the same side effects they spent 2 to 3 years saying didn't happen. So the biggest one, in my opinion, was the possibility of these boosters triggering an autoimmune response from your immune system and causing neurological damage. And I think that's what we just saw with that woman that had a cane. Because I don't think she looked like she was past 30, 31 years old. So I can't imagine anything like that happening unless it was some kind of rare disease she got or some kind of injury in a car accident. got a new Trump sign. We got new Trump signs. Trump, Vance, Clement, Remain House. That's my representative. I'm going to be voting for him. He was city councilman. So that's nice to see some new Trump signage. I've yet to get a Trump sign. I need to get one. I keep forgetting to look that up. So we will do that. So I watched a press briefing with President Trump and Zelensky. Hi, baby. Hi. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. You think that dog wants to eat me? I think that dog wants to eat me. I was trusting its tether, let me tell you. So anyway, now that I haven't been eaten by the dog, I watched that meeting with Zelensky and Trump today, and Zelensky looks very worn out and tired. He looks like he's tired of this. And talking with Trump, Trump said that Zelensky wants to sit down and work out a peace deal with Putin. And Trump said, I'm sure Putin wants to sit down and work one out as well. I think both of these people are tired of war and they don't want to have it. But he says the agreement has to be fair and equitable for both sides. Compromise. And here lies the problem. The UN and NATO, including Biden and the screwball they got running the UK now, want war. They want Putin completely defeated and removed completely from Ukraine, and that's just not going to happen. But ultimately, that is up to Zelensky and Putin. Zelensky wanted to sit down and have a peace deal with Putin in 2021. He tried again in 2022. The powers that be in NATO and the UN, the United States, the UK, Germany, and France talked him out of it. And I think he's ready to actually sit down and ignore those people. And because things are getting out of hand. We're talking about nuclear Armageddon, biblical, and Trump wants peace. So if you want peace and prosperity, vote for Trump. If you want madness, mayhem, and destruction, vote for Harris. And as we get closer to the election, Trump's numbers are going up. So I think people realize what's at stake. The closer you get to the election, it's like what I was saying. You go from Trump's an a-hole. I'd never vote for him until, wow, I just did groceries and I spent $200 I didn't have. So that's the reality of it. And that's what people are going to realize as the election gets closer, that their job is important to them, feeding their family is important to them, and they're tired of fixing their own cars in their yards because they can't have a mechanic do it because they don't have the money. And people are seriously hurting right now. And if you watch all these Wall Street shows, as we see a Trump sign across the street, as you see all these Wall Street shows, financial networks, they're all in their little bubble talking about how great the stock market is, and they're not talking about the financial burden on families because everything costs more. So people are actually making less money than they were, and companies are getting rich off it. So I think people are going to come down to earth and vote with their wallet and safety, because the other stat I saw was Democrats are outpacing Republicans, conservatives. So liberals are outpacing conservatives by 60% on new firearm purchases right now, which is surging again. So they are selling record numbers of firearms again, and 60% of the sales for first-time gun owners is a 60% lopsidedness towards liberals, who are now getting the message that they need firearms. So there was a woman there that just swerved at the last second with no sidewalk for me because she had her phone in front of her, texting while she's driving. Naughty, naughty, naughty. So anyways, I'm gonna flip the camera around as we get these friggin' gnats hovering around my face. Hi everybody, J.Beau here. I survived an entire day of pouring rain yesterday we had. First rain we've had in quite a while. So it was actually good. And now we're going to go for a walk. So anyway, last night I actually carved a pumpkin. I love pumpkin carving. So I made my first jack-o'-lantern. And I got this little circle of, they look like the little Christmas lights. Takes 2 C-cell batteries, and you put it on, and then the lights, there's like 5, yeah, it's got 5 lights in it, 4 around the edges, 1 in the middle, and they alternate and blink. So when you put it in the pumpkin, it flickers. Looks pretty cool. So I got that set up. I listened to a few Halloween vinyl LPs. Last night I listened to Halloween 2. I listened to Halloween 3, and I listened to some other stuff as well that was seasonal. That was fun. So sometimes I like to do that while I play around on the internet. And so anyway, polling that's been coming out has been favoring Trump. And what's really crazy is Morning Consult, Ipsos, had a poll today that said Kamala was leading everywhere. Leading everywhere. She's ahead in Pennsylvania. She's ahead in Michigan. She's ahead in Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona, North Carolina, she's ahead. And she's tied in Georgia. Well, another poll came out. which is another reputable one, that Trump was ahead. One of the polls that came out said Trump was ahead by 6 points. So you get one that says Kamala's ahead by 6 points. Another one comes out and says Trump's ahead by 6 points. So who's ahead? Nobody knows. They don't know. Trump's ahead, okay? I trust Trafalgar, Rasmussen, and there's a couple of other ones mixed in there. Because they're pretty accurate. Oh, the ones that had and this is why it's weird, okay? Bloomberg is a really extremely biased poll, and even they had Trump ahead in Pennsylvania by a smidge. So nobody knows what the hell's going on. These people don't know what they're doing, and we're all going to suffer for it. So you have a lot of conspiracy theorists that think, oh, they're setting it up for the big steal. Just keep telling everybody Kamala's way ahead, and then when she comes out and wins the election because they stole it, they'll have an excuse. See, polling showed it. Well, people aren't buying the polling anymore. These young people that desperately want Kamala to win because they're afraid of Trump, because Trump's orange Hitler, they're cheering these polls on. But the biggest number I saw today that was important was on CNN, where they were talking about how the over 30 voter shows up to vote, and the under 30 recent polling shows that only 49% are interested in voting. So why is that important? Well, Kamala's voting base is very young, a lot of them. Even among the female vote, okay? You get all these women that hate Trump, but they're not all gonna go vote. Trump's people are gonna go vote. Everybody knows that. A lot of the independents care enough, they're gonna go vote. But these young Democrats that they've registered, they will, more than likely, only 50% will show up to vote. So while that looks really good in a poll, when they poll people, oh, she's got all this youth vote. Truth of the matter is, she's lost the Gaza subject with the young people. She came right out, said she's going to support Israel no matter what, with whatever it needs. And we knew that. But that's not what they were saying before they realized they had to win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and a lot of states with independents that want to support Israel. So that's a flip-flop of hers. And her young voters are not going to be happy about it, as new polling is showing. The young voters are not happy about her flip-flop policy on that. Because before, Netanyahu comes to the United States to talk to Congress, and the Vice President of the United States skipped out on it and didn't show up. Okay? That's a big deal. It was noticed. Now, all of a sudden, she's for Israel. So, she's a liar and a thief. She's dishonest, she's BSing to get elected, and people are seeing right through it, which is why she's going down in the polls. She's disingenuous. You don't support giving sex changes to prisoners one day and then the next day not doing it, okay? That's not normal, okay? These politicians, she's shameless because she has the media machine to try to sell it to the public, and the people aren't buying it. So that's what I've observed. And so anyway, don't count on the young people to show up and vote. Couple that with the fact that Trump is doing really well with older people, finally. He's making headway. I think a lot of it has to do with no tax on Social Security and stating that he was not going to cut Medicare or Social Security. Even if Republicans pass it, he's not going to sign it. He's been clear on that. So I helped them get their thing out of the road. Hi, little doggy. There's another dog that wants to attack me. So anyway, dogs are doing their job. That's their job right there. Protect the homestead. So anyway, those are the things I've been observing. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody or not. But we are walking today. Somebody up ahead with a leaf blower. So I'm wearing my Fear the Walking Dead shirt in the Halloween season. Zombies are a priority for me during the Halloween season. Zombie movies. This is where we have witches. Now that is motion activated. I've seen one of those in a commercial. And I don't think it's on, but it lights up and it's motion activated. And then we got Tim Burton's Nightmare movie. We got pumpkins on porches over there with smiling jack-o'-lantern faces. Leaf blowing. A lot of activity out here today. You can hear the car running over acorns. So anyway, that's kind of my take on things currently. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are, if you have any, on the election or anything else. Kamala's going to the border today, so she can tell everybody how great a job she did that she didn't do. And I don't think people are going to buy it. But we're getting close to the election now. This is crunch time. And she's not shooting up in the polls, and she's going backwards. So I think it's wise for Trump not to have another debate, because I mean, it'd be nice if he could have a real debate that was actually honest and sincere, but he's not going to get that. So, and I think a lot of people understand that because they saw the last one. I did see that David Muir's ABC News broadcast has lost ratings since the debate, and also the new poll numbers suggest that Kamala didn't gain anything in that debate. So, and we kind of knew that. We got a lot of people like, you know, this Frank Luntz guy. You know, he likes to show up on CNN, MSNBC, try to be this independent, both sides. He clearly does not like Trump. Just doesn't. You can tell that when he talks. I don't think he particularly cares about Kamala either. But today he was reiterating that, you know, Kamala has the best chance to win out of her and Trump, according to Frank Luntz. And I don't believe that for a second. He's watching this polling like it means something. And the polling is general ballpark. Nationally, for a popular vote, it's a close race. I still think Trump's up by 2 points nationally. As far as if you go by the polling being biased and removing the bias yourself, because they've been wrong the past two polls in 2020 and 2016. The only poll that matters is the people voting. And I still maintain that they cheated in 2020 and Trump still polled better. Because that's what the numbers show. That's hardcore numbers you can look at. And Kamala is underperforming both Biden and Hillary in 2016 and 2020. And she's also underperforming where Biden was when he was the candidate. Very close there. But the point is, she doesn't have good numbers. They were bad enough to pull Biden as a candidate, right? So, anyway. We got a Mustang that just went by. So, it's one of those deals where I think the people are going to figure this out. We're going to have a certain element of cheating. Don't know how much. Hopefully it's good enough this year where we're not going to see volunteer poll workers running stacks of ballots 10 times to turn 20 votes into 100 for Biden or Harris, like we did before. That did happen. I think that happened collectively in all the big cities, enough to make a difference in the election. I will maintain that I don't think there was organized cheating, but there was cheating. And Biden didn't win by much. And what I mean by that is Georgia was decided by 11,000 votes, which is nothing, really. Wisconsin, I think, was 30,000. Or was that Michigan? One of those two had a 60,000 and another one a 30,000. So, but like I said, Kamala's not polling as well as Biden was in 2020, and Trump's doing better than ever. So you can do some very simple math there. Trump should win this. So electorally, it's in his favor, and Kamala's not a good candidate. So this is that beautiful view out here I like. Don't see any turkeys out here today. I see one little dark thing sticking up there. I don't know if that's a turkey or something else. I'm not seeing anything moving. So, but anyway, I hope people vote, and young people don't show up and vote. They just don't. That's a damn shame. It's probably a good thing if you're a Republican. So I just don't see a lot of people enthused about Kamala Harris like they were about Obama. And Hillary had the same problem. And Kamala is polling lower than Hillary did with voters. So you can see something circling up there for dinner. looking for something to eat. Anyways, let's see, we got a nice fall day developing. We're still not seeing all the leaf turning that I want to see, but it's working on it. Mother Nature's working on it. I am walking on an ocean of acorns. Fell out of the oak trees here. Keep hoping the alpacas will be out. I'm not seeing them, folks. I'm not seeing the alpacas. They're being hidden away from us so we can't see. Oh, there he is. There's one. Oh, they're both out. They're both out, right straight ahead of my finger. In that little cubby hole opening past the tree. There's a brown one staring at us. It's got a white head. The white one was just out there and he went back inside. Oh, come out, I want to see. Come out and say hi. Oh, he's going back in too. Damn it. Why are those things so shy? Oh, they were right there. I want to see them out in this field, you know? They're never out here. They got a whole field to play in, and the damn things are never out here. I'm gonna have a hissy fit. I want to see the damn alpacas. What a bummer. They were out there for a second. Well, I tried to get them on video. They went back in their cubby hole. Sorry about that, folks. I tried. I tried. So anyway, hope you're having a beautiful week, ready for the weekend. We're gonna go shooting tomorrow morning. That'll be fun. Looks like we're gonna have decent weather. Looks like anyways. At least the last time I checked. You know, like the weather in Maine, wait 5 minutes. But we are going to, what the hell is that? I gotta see what this is. What is this? I don't know what the hell this is. Charge it. Pulse. Oh, okay. It's one of those vape things. Somebody lost a vapinator. I'm going to put it back down there. Somebody lost their vaping thing. I was just being nosy. Well, that's a nice respectful wide arc around me by that car. That was nice. And we got some Republican signage out here for Clement, who is a Lewiston city councilman running for state representative who I'm going to vote for. It's not the guy I picked in the primary, but he won the Republican primary, so that's the guy I'm going to vote for. He's somebody that's been in law enforcement for a long time. He's been in politics for a long time, which is one of the reasons I held against him. He is pro 2A, and he's against the transitioning of children stuff. And we're going to need some pro 2A people in Augusta regardless this year. I've already heard rumblings that they're going to be trying to get red flag laws passed, because we had that mass shooting in 2023 and they ended up amending the yellow flag law we have. And to refresh your memory, the yellow flag law is where the only people that can petition the court to take your firearms for the safety of the public is a psychiatrist or law enforcement that says these people are bad, we need a warrant, and that's how it should be. And they actually are citing the failure of the yellow flag law to take care of Robert Card before he did his mass shooting, because it should have worked. But he was in the National Guard. He was in New York State when he was having these issues. If you watch the body cam footage from the New York State troopers that talked to him, he was talking about voices telling him things, and that he was well trained. And he said, you know, find out who's saying these things about me, because I've been well trained and I'll take care of it, he said. That was a threat. And that's actually what led to his reasoning behind the mass shooting. He was hearing voices. And so the yellow flag law was in play there, but it was New York State. And they didn't even notify the police here that that happened. There was no interdepartmental communication, which was the problem. The main yellow flag law would have flagged him. The police would have got a warrant, got his firearms, and they would have got him some help. But that's not what happened. So the Democrat solution here is, okay, well, the law that was on the books that should have worked didn't, so now we want a red flag law, which is basically two people having a divorce. The wife says, he's making me feel scary. I'm afraid. He's got guns and I know he'll use them on me. He's a threat because in the past he has said this or did this. So if the police have been to your house for a domestic dispute in the past, that'll be grounds now for the law enforcement to take your firearms. So whether you agree with that or disagree with it, it infringes on somebody's gun rights without due process. So there have been some instances in Maine with disputes and somebody ends up killing people. So I understand the argument, but we don't ban protesting because a riot breaks out and people die, do we? So that's the thing. It's a constitutionally guaranteed right, and red flag laws infringe on that. Hi, how are you? So that's one of those things that very important not to violate citizens' rights. We have laws on the books that say if you go crazy and kill your family, you'll be prosecuted for murder. So, you know, we already have laws for that. So anyway, that's just my viewpoint on that. It's my opinion. You know, everybody should have one. Here's another Clement sign. State Representative, District 96. That's me. I'll be voting for Clement. So this is what I was telling you. This is Trump country here. 3.5, 4 miles that way. It's a lot of Harris signs on the lawns. Everybody's tribal now. Tribal. So anyways, that's where we are right now, folks. And so we'll be coming up on 2.5 miles here shortly. This is a route I'm familiar with. It used to be 2.5 miles where I am right now, but it is no longer there. Oh, there it is. Just went off in my ear. 2.5 miles. A woman just went off in my ear telling me. So, just when I was ready to talk smack about her not being accurate anymore, there she goes. See that? Just like being married, folks. So anyways, we got all of this damn stuff going on, and the election's coming. I think a lot of people already know who they're going to vote for, and Trump's leading, so we got those leftover independents to scoop up. We got to scoop them up. There's still about maybe 7-8% undecided. They may end up not going to vote at all. And that's the other thing about polling. Okay, you call somebody up and you ask them your polling questions, and you're just asking them, you know, if they're an independent. You're asking them if it's a good poll, are you going to go vote? And but a lot of polls don't ask that, so they just ask who you would vote for if the election was today. Questions like that. So you get a lot of different answers from different people. Like somebody that knows they're not going to go vote, but maybe they're bored that afternoon, and you call them up and, well, you're somebody to talk to. Yeah, I'm going to vote for Harris. I'm going to vote for Trump or whoever. And so I think there's a certain element in polling like that that is iffy at best. So it's a general ballpark. That's why they have the margin of error in there, usually 3 to 5 points. And I don't know how they determine that margin of error, but I believe Trump's ahead by 6 points in the national. And the reason why I say that is they've not been able to poll Trump supporters effectively for quite a long time now. And you would think they would have had that worked out before 2020, and they didn't. So, I mean, 2016 was a long time ago, 8 years ago already, okay? So they should have had something worked out by now in their polling, and they were also wrong at midterm elections in 2022, or Republican races and Democrat races. They had Democrats that lost. That was shocking. They were shocked in a special election that the governor of New Jersey was almost, he was sweating for a little while. I mean, he won, as people expected he would, but we had Glenn Youngkin winning Virginia. He wasn't supposed to win that. So there's a bias away from Republicans, and it's suppression polling, and it's just natural instinct also, I think, from people doing the polling. They want Harris to win, and they think Trump is Orange Hitler, so I think mentally they're just biased. I mean, if you were doing polls, like who is better, Jesus or Satan, and the media had been on a campaign to make Jesus look like Hitler, well, you're going to get some people that pick Satan, the lesser of two evils. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of what the polling is right now. I think a lot of those people aren't going to go vote. They're going to go write people in. They'll vote for an independent. They'll write in RFK if he's not on the ballot, which a lot of states, they won't count that as a vote. A lot of people don't understand that. RFK is not on the ballot in Maine. If somebody writes in RFK in Maine as a write-in, he's not on the approved write-in list. The approved write-in list is available online at the Maine Government Elections website, which I'm sure people don't look at. So, if you write in an RFK because you don't like Trump or Kamala, and you're upset because you supported RFK and he wasn't on the ballot, and you feel he should have been, I'm writing him in, well, you're wasting your vote. May as well not vote. Which is what I recommend to people. If you hate Trump, don't vote, okay? Just don't vote. So, that's my advice to you, because you're not going to help. You're going to actually help Kamala that way. And you don't want to vote for her. So, what's the point, right? Don't vote. That's the easy solution. So anyways, let me know your thoughts on that if you have any. And you know, this is a big election. Kamala gets in there, she's going to be another figurehead, a puppet. She doesn't have what it takes to be a president. She doesn't. Neither did Biden. Maybe, 15 years ago or 10 years ago, Biden, it wouldn't have been fun, but a lot of the stuff that he's allowed to happen during his presidency probably wouldn't have happened. And we have idiots in the White House running things, as evidenced by Biden not being around anymore. He only comes by once in a while. He's not even there. He's just going to spend the rest of his presidency in Delaware. So that's what we got. Other people are running things. He comes out once in a while and talks to the media and then walks off, doesn't talk to them, doesn't answer questions. And Kamala is going to be more of the same, as evidenced by what they tried to do by hiding her away till the election, thinking that would be good enough. Thinking that there's no way Trump could possibly do well. And he's doing well, so. Hi. So they had to bring her out finally. And get some people bicycling up ahead there. Beautiful day for that. And so anyways, we got some beautiful country road. Got a pretty decent sweat going. Physically, I feel good. Had one day off. I think that's all I needed. Joints feel a lot better. Got a car coming up here. I'll be off to the side. We just hit 3 miles. American flags. You know they're voting for Trump. Woo woo! Feel good about this election. definitely Trump's election to lose. And you know, some people were talking about, you know, what if there was a mass casualty event in the United States between now and the election? Who would it benefit, Trump or Kamala? And I think we all know that would benefit Trump. Hope that never happens. But if we get some kind of terrorist act because of terrorists that have come in the country, I don't know what kind of attack. We could possibly see an attack on Trump again by adversaries. There are five different parties verified by the CIA, FBI, and Secret Service. 5 parties currently hunting down Donald Trump, hoping they get a chance to kill him. Probably some of the people that came over the border that are known terrorists. I mean, the real terrorists, really bad people, not like this nut job that just failed. We'll probably get people that won't fail if they do everything right, and the Secret Service doesn't. So they want Kamala to get reelected because they know she's more of the same as Biden, soft. Not going to do anything about it. They're afraid of Trump. They don't want Trump to get in. So I pray to God nothing bad happens. I really do. Because if somebody kills Trump this close to the election, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be, this country will not recover. We're sure as hell not going to unite behind Kamala to get the people responsible for it. I know the Democrats like to think that. That's not what's going to happen. And the other thing that's worth mentioning is it was one of the few in our history of unanimous votes. Something fell out of the tree. That sounded a lot louder than it should have been. Something made a thump. I know I heard it. Anyway, what I was saying is we had a vote in Congress and also in the Senate where there was not one dissenting vote. 0 votes against of having the best security in this election cycle for both candidates. That was a bipartisan vote. One of the few times you will ever see Congress all vote for the same thing with nobody voting against it. So, because they realize that this could happen to Kamala too, which it could. I hope it doesn't. And I can tell you right now, I'll predict it, okay? If something does happen to Kamala, or somebody tries to, the media is going to immediately try to blame Trump and his rhetoric. That's the first thing they're going to do, whether it's true or not, and it won't be true. But it's going to be some radical young person who is siding with Gaza and Palestine who is going to do that, because she's openly said she's going to support Israel. So you always get violence from the left first, always. Remember that. Trump supporters, you have to remember, many of them are military trained, Navy SEALs. If they wanted to do something, they would have done it by now, and they would have been successful. They know how to do it. So, you know, that's what the media would do. They would try to blame Trump and his supporters, us, as being radicalized by Trump's rhetoric. America has to decide between now and the election if this is who we're going to be. That's the kind of rhetoric you'd get. And then it'll turn out to be a jihadist. You know? Probably somebody incited by a congresswoman like Tlaib or Ilhan Omar, somebody like that, and they'll think they're doing a good thing. So anyway, just my opinion on that stuff. That's what we have for a media. We don't have one. I hate all of them. If you're a media person and you're watching this and you're paid by some corporate company that's obviously lying every day, go fuck yourself. I hate you. So I don't care what that does to the YouTube algorithm. I usually don't swear on my walks, but these people are lower than friggin' snot, okay? These people are terrible. So that's just my opinion. If you had a car full of orphans on fire and a car full of journalists, who do you think I'm going to help first? So anyways, let's flip this around. And a nice autumn view. Look at that. That is a nice view, isn't it? The leaves are not fully turned. Can't wait till they are, because this is going to be a beautiful walk when they are. No deer out here today. Not seeing very much wildlife at all. Got a nice gentle breeze. Every time the wind blows, you can hear it raining acorns in the woods. Friggin' another year of bumper crop of acorns. So I was reading about Stephen King getting hit by a car. I saw his detailed description about it. And he was hit coming over a crest like this, like I am now. And the guy in the van was, he had his dog in the van going crazy. Apparently there was a bee in there also. And so the guy was swerving around all over the road. Instead of doing what you should do, pulling over to the side and taking care of your problem. And when Stephen King came up to the crest, that truck came up over the crest on the side of the road and hit him. So, and you've heard me say that on my walks. That's the most dangerous thing that I could tell, is when you're walking up a crest, which is why I have traffic facing me. So at least I'll have a warning. So it's raining acorns. You see that? Free food from the gods. I guess people can eat roasted acorns. I would think you'd be able to. I don't know how tasty they would be. May keep you alive if you need them. Maybe. I'll have to look that up. I definitely would not be one of those people you would want to pick out mushrooms to eat, because I guarantee you I would pick out the ones that killed you. I have no idea about those things. So what a gorgeous day today. Look at this. Let's see how this hole is doing here that I reported to the city. Yep, a little more of that asphalt came off towards me on this side. You can see it sitting in there. That is like 18 by probably 2.5 feet. It's like 18 by 2.5 feet under there. I can see it. It's all hollow in there. I know you can't because it's dark, but I can see in there. That's all washed out. That is going to be a problem. I sent the video clip to the city. I never heard back from them, so I did my good deed. So we get this machinery on the side here. Maybe they're going to fix that. Nope. What is this gizmo? Is this one of those tree chompers? It's got a chainsaw built into it. Probably use that to strip the branches off trees. Looks like they might be doing something here, obviously. I would think. All right, well, we'll see what they're doing eventually, because we'll be back by here again. Did a good job tearing up the side of the road. Looks like that dead raccoon is still on the side of the road. Sure, that smells good today. See right there. It's going to be a raccoon skeleton. Looks like it got hit again. It was turned the other way the other day. Got another Republican sign up here. Clement. Right here. Main house. District 96. Got a good chance this year to get more Republicans in, because a lot of people are not happy. See if that happens. Chugga, chugga, chugga. Smell gas. Vehicle was burning rich. Freaking crows are going crazy today. Squawk, squawk, squawk. They're always squawking about something. Got a lot of these little bugs enjoying the sweat on my eyebrows. It's really annoying. I do have a sweat going. The little bugs, they hover around underneath the visor out of the sun, and they're trying to get to the sweat on my eyebrows. Hate that. Got another Clement sign up ahead. French name, by the way. Clement. Oui, oui. Ben oui. Tout est cool, tabarnak. Not gonna tell you what that means. It's a swear words. I know all the good ones because I worked on cars with my dad. There's a Clement sign. So it's nice to see some Republican signage out. If it weren't for the fact that people are afraid they're going to get their Trump sign stolen, we'd see those out. I gotta get a Trump sign. going to find out who's doing the local canvassing for Trump, if anybody. It's one of those things where Trump might not be spending that much money in Maine because he doesn't really need to for this district. And that's just the truth of it. If you want to see where candidates are in trouble, look where they're spending the money. So that'll typically give you an answer. And for some reason, okay, this is bizarre, but there has to be something, probably has to do with the Senate and Congress, but Chuck Schumer is sending an awful lot of campaign money to New Jersey for TV ads, and so I think the Democrats know they're struggling nationally because New Jersey is supposed to be a stronghold for Democrats, and they're spending millions of dollars there. So obviously they know things we don't, but that's one of those key things you need to watch. Where are people spending money? So if you're going to donate to the Trump campaign, now's the time to do it, okay? Kamala Harris has hundreds of millions of dollars, and Trump's got about maybe 300 million, so she's got twice as much as he does, and he's going to need it. So if you can, now's the time to donate. And I hear a lot of things all the time. I want to donate to Trump directly. I don't want to go through WinRed. I don't want to donate through the Republican donations. You don't have a choice. That's it. That is FEC rules. That's election rules. You can't, it's just how it is. Unless you meet Trump in person and you stuff money in his pocket, you know, and even then I don't think he's allowed to use that as campaign money. So that's the rules. You have to find a way to launder money like the Democrats do. They steal the person's information, and then they keep making campaign donations in their name and address, even though those people that live there didn't do that. So that's how they wash their money. I don't know if the Republicans do anything similar, and to be honest with you, if it's going to get ahead, I hope they do. If they're not going to follow up cheating, but they will prosecute Republicans, won't they? So they won't prosecute them. I haven't seen it. The other thing I'm going to talk about in the last part of the walk, having to do with Democrats being prosecuted. Mayor Eric Adams in New York. They're prosecuting him on corruption charges where allegedly he took $10 million in campaign contributions or gifts. Could be travel, things like that. And they're going to prosecute him for that. Now they have an old file on him. And this is the key thing. This is what Democrats do, okay? They take their people that might be political adversaries or people that don't play along, maybe they suspect because of past conversations, and they build a file on somebody. Then when it's time to launch, they'll launch with a prosecution like they're doing to him. What was his crime? He spoke out against the White House and their immigration policy. He said, stop sending these people from Venezuela, Honduras, everywhere else. Stop sending them to New York City. We're getting too many. We can't deal with it. And the federal government is not helping us, he said. He was repeating that over and over again, probably trying to pressure Washington into giving him money. But instead it got him prosecuted. Now this is clearly political prosecution, okay? because it's an election year. This is just my opinion. Again, I will always say that. I'm not spreading misinformation. This is my opinion. This is what I think. That he opened his mouth, he didn't play along, and his masses in the Democratic Party are prosecuting him. So take that for what you want. But if he had been playing along with them, they wouldn't have prosecuted him, even though they had a file. So they had an old file on him. That's the key thing. Goes back a couple years. They could have done this 2 years ago. They hold on to it until they can politically possibly have a use for it. And if they don't, then they won't prosecute him because he's a Democrat. But he made the mistake of bad-mouthing the White House and the immigration policy in an election year, and this is what he gets for it. So the charges are not very serious at all. I looked at the indictment. They finally released the info, and basically it's things that people in his campaign could have done on his behalf, which is what he maintains. And his attorney said that they have emails and it's perfectly, Eric Adams made none of these decisions. They'll prove that in court. This is a frivolous case, which is what I believe it is. So I'm no fan of Eric Adams, but they're putting their boy down, okay? Because he won't go along and play with them. And that's the kind of people these are, and that's why they cannot win in November. They just can't. And I'm pretty sure, unfortunately, a lot of these Democrat blue states know that if they cheat in the election in favor of Kamala, they're not going to be prosecuted unless Trump wins. And then even then, you're going to have so many people going against Trump on everything he does, everything he touches, says. There's going to be lawsuits filed, constitutional lawsuits. He doesn't have the authority to do this. They're going to delay, obstruct until the Democrats hopefully win in 2028. But they're going to have DeSantis to deal with then, and he's going to be a powerhouse. So this could be a very important election for the future of this country. I'm talking about after Trump's done, okay? We have to get him in. That's it. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say about that. Got another dog. Another dog wants to eat your favorite walking person. J.Beau don't want to be no lunch for a dog. This guy's garden here. Looks like he went through and plucked a lot of stuff off there. He's got all kinds of vine tomatoes going there, cherry tomatoes. Very nice. Looks like some lettuce, leafy stuff, probably carrots and turnips and potatoes, whatever else. Cool, huh? Grow it right out of the ground. Hi. That guy just did that like he's been living here a while. So we got another walk in the books. We got somebody that lost a tailpipe. They're rusted right off. Got water in it from the rain we had. So that's been there since yesterday anyway. Well, it doesn't look like it on here, but this is a pretty steep hill to walk down. I actually have to get back on my heels and my toes are shoving into the toes of my sneakers. We'll head down this way. guy that was my state representative lives in this house here. He's the one that voted for gun control, but thankfully he didn't vote for the transitioning children stuff. That's what you get in this area. You get a lot of people that try to play both sides. Independent, blue dog Democrats. They're not far left extremists. This is him. He's running again. This is him right here. Mike Lajoie. Another French name. That's the guy that voted to take my guns away. So we're not voting for him. He's running for re-election. I want to see Clement win. And Clement's been around for a while. He knows a lot of people. So he's kind of an established name in town, in this neighborhood, so people know him already. And he didn't do a horrible job at city council, but I just wanted some fresh blood in there because he's been there a long time. There's a lot of things in Lewiston I don't like. But anyway, this guy isn't horrible, let's put it that way, but he was the least of my two I had to choose from, for me personally. I just wanted some new blood. I wanted the Marine Corps veteran. This guy used to be Clement that's running for office. Spent a long time in law enforcement. He's pro-gun. So right now that's important to me. More important to me than how he is on the economy, let's put it that way. And that's for this state. Because the cost of living in Maine is higher than other states, and it's, you know, voting for a Republican isn't going to have an immediate effect on that. There's a lot of things that need to change in Augusta, which includes Republicans having a majority again, like they did 10 years ago or 9 years ago. And we need to get that back again. Now the Senate is not a blowout. It's not heavily favored by Democrats. It's kind of a mix. So there's a lot of things the Senate couldn't get done that they wanted to do. The Democrats, I mean, earlier this year. So it's the damn House. They just rubber stamp everything for the governor. I absolutely hate that. They don't have any honest debate about it. That's my point. So anyway, Clement in Maine, District 96. If you see him on your ballot in this district, in Lewiston, Maine, I would suggest voting for him and replacing the Democrat who tries to be an independent, try to make everybody happy, replace Lajoie. Because I'm tired of answers when I would call him on the phone and say, how are you going to vote on this issue? You know what he would tell me? I'm going to vote to support it, and I'm going to let the courts decide it. If it's constitutionally illegal, then it's okay. If it isn't, then it won't be. I'm okay with it. How about just not voting for it, you know? Because it's wrong. How about that, you know? So I don't want any more of that mishmash, wishy-washy nonsense. As we got some more Trump signs here. We got Demi in Maine running against Angus King. I don't think she's going to win. Hope she does. Former Republican Party in Maine leader. Austin Terrio running for Congress. He's leading Jared Golden. And we got Clement in the Maine House. And we got Trump, Make America Great Again. And we got Trump Vance over here. We are going to make America great again. So right now we get this really biased polling that's coming out. So I don't like it, and I know what it is. It's to make it look like Trump's getting blown out, and we know he's not. So they're not going to change anybody's mind. And I think if that would change anybody's mind, that wouldn't be somebody they would be voting for anyways. I don't think they would be voting for Trump regardless. Weak-minded people like that. I'm going to go across the street where we have a sidewalk. There's a nice breakdown lane here though. Nice wide one. Motorcycles get a high idle. It's erratic also. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be coming up towards the end of this walk. I just wanted to say thank you for walking with me. Click like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to vote. If you're going to vote absentee, order your ballot if you haven't already. It's that time. I'm going to be getting mine in the mail in about another week and a half that I ordered. And it's time to vote. So we need to get Trump in the White House. Tell your friends, your family, drag them to the polls. Vote by mail, snail, crawl, walk, crawl, fly, whatever. Make sure you vote. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you later, everybody. Bye-bye.